This man lost 15 years of his life, and when he finally got out, he discovered that escaping the room was the easiest part of his nightmare. No one told him who kidnapped him, why they chose him, or why they suddenly let him go. But hidden somewhere outside those walls was a truth so disturbing, it would change his life forever. Oh Dae-su was just an ordinary man, until one rainy night, he vanished without a trace. He wakes up inside a small room. No windows, no explanation, just a bed, a television, and the same dumplings delivered through a slot in the door every single day. Days turn into months. Months become years. 15 years pass. To survive, Dae-su trains his body. He punches the wall until his fists harden. He rehearses conversations he may never have. And every single day, he asks the same question. Why me? Then, without warning, he wakes up inside a suitcase, on the roof of a building. He's free. No guards. No answers. Just freedom. But freedom feels strange after 15 years of captivity. The world has moved on without him. Technology is different. People are different. And Dae-su himself is no longer the same man. Desperate to understand what happened, he walks into a small sushi restaurant. The employees immediately notice something is off. His eyes are restless. His movements uncertain. As if he doesn't belong in this world anymore. Then he asks for something unusual. He wants to eat something alive. The room falls silent. After 15 years trapped in a room, he wants proof that he's truly living again. That's when a young chef named Mi-do notices him. She sees past his strange behavior, and recognizes a man carrying years of pain and unanswered questions. But what neither of them realizes, is that someone has been watching Dae-su all along. Someone who didn't release him out of mercy, but for a reason connected to the 15 years stolen from his life. And as Dae-su begins searching for the truth, he unknowingly steps into a game that was designed long before he ever walked free. After spending 15 years trapped inside a mysterious room, Oh Dae-su is finally free. But freedom isn't enough. He doesn't want a new life. He wants answers. The only clue he has is the dumplings he was forced to eat every single day during his captivity. So Dae-su does something almost impossible. He visits restaurant after restaurant, ordering the same meal, taking one bite at a time, hoping his memory won't fail him. Days pass. Nothing. Then finally, one taste stops him in his tracks. It's the same. After 15 years, he's found his first real lead. Using that clue, he tracks down the delivery route connected to the restaurant. And soon, his investigation leads him to the very building where he was imprisoned. But before he can process what he's discovered, his phone rings. The voice on the other end is calm, confident. It's the man responsible for everything. Instead of hiding, the mysterious captor reveals that he's been watching Dae-su all along. He doesn't deny what he did. In fact, he seems proud of it. Then he offers Dae-su a challenge. Find out why you were imprisoned, and he'll finally reveal the truth. Suddenly, this isn't just a search for revenge anymore. It's a twisted game. One designed by someone who's always 10 steps ahead. But Dae-su has already survived 15 years of isolation. Fear no longer controls him. If finding the truth means stepping back into the nightmare, then so be it. Because the man who stole 15 years of his life has no idea what he created. The next clue will force Dae-su into a brutal confrontation. The people who kidnapped him thought 15 years would break him. Instead, they created something far more dangerous. A man with nothing left to lose. After 15 years in captivity, Oh Dae-su finally has a lead. The dumplings, the mysterious phone calls, the trail is getting warmer. And for the first time, his captor is no longer hiding. Following the clues, Dae-su discovers the building where he was imprisoned. The place that stole 15 years of his life. The place that turned him into someone else. As he steps inside, the memories come rushing back. The walls, the isolation, the endless days that felt like years. But he's not here to remember. He's here for answers. Determined to uncover the truth, Dae-su confronts the people connected to the building. And what starts as an investigation quickly becomes a battle for survival. Because the closer he gets to the truth, the more resistance he faces. Dae-su realizes something terrifying. This isn't a manhunt. It's a game. And he's the main player. But after surviving 15 years alone, fear no longer controls him. If the truth is waiting at the end of this path, he's willing to risk everything to find it. Dae-su finally tracks the people connected to his imprisonment. But getting answers won't be easy. Standing between him and the truth is an entire group of armed men. Most people would run. Dae-su doesn't. Armed with nothing but a hammer, he charges forward. What follows is pure chaos. One man against many. Punches fly. Bodies crash into walls. The narrow hallway becomes a battlefield. Every step forward costs him energy. Every enemy seems stronger than the last. But 15 years of captivity taught him one thing: how to endure pain. Even when exhausted, even when injured, he refuses to stop. Because after losing 15 years of his life, failure is no longer an option. By the time the fight ends, the hallway is silent, and Dae-su is still standing. Barely. But victory doesn't bring answers. Instead, it brings another clue, another piece of the puzzle. And the deeper he digs, the clearer it becomes. The people he fought aren't the masterminds. They're just part of something bigger. Someone else is pulling the strings. Someone who has been watching his every move. Someone who seems to know exactly what he'll do next. And for the first time, Dae-su begins to suspect that his search for revenge may be unfolding exactly as planned. Dae-su thought he was getting closer to the truth. But the truth was already waiting for him. At last, the mastermind reveals the reason. The imprisonment wasn't random. It was revenge. A painful event from years earlier had set everything in motion. And the man behind Dae-su's suffering had spent years carefully planning every detail of his payback. Suddenly, the missing pieces begin to fit together. The strange clues, the phone calls, the carefully arranged meetings, none of it was an accident. Every step Dae-su took had been anticipated. The closer he came to the truth, the more devastating it became. In a heartbreaking realization, Dae-su understands that the person controlling this game never wanted money, power, or fame. He wanted Dae-su to experience the same emotional pain he had carried for years. The revenge wasn't meant to end with imprisonment. The imprisonment was only the beginning. Faced with a truth he never imagined, Dae-su is forced to make an impossible choice. One that changes him forever. The mystery is finally solved. But the cost of the answer is greater than 15 years of freedom. Some truths are heavier than any prison. And sometimes, the greatest punishment is finally knowing the truth. What would you have done in Dae-su's position? Let me know in the comments and follow Plot Vortex for more unforgettable movie recaps.